Hey guys, welcome to the James Bond Show. It is Krazy Kajeevie here with you with no fears, limits or substitutes. Okay guys, what have I got for you today? Now, this is a potential spoiler. Well, if you read the title of this video, which I had to do, then how could I not give away a potential spoiler? Is it going to affect the plot and the film for you? No. So, you may as well take your earmuffs off and have a listen to the Krazy Kajeevie, because I'm going to bring you an interesting one. Okay, I have a theory, and it's just a theory based on what I've seen from the trailer, what I've seen looking at costume design. So here it is. I believe a lot of people thought we were going to see James Bond's wedding in this film, in No Time to Die. I don't think we're going to see that at all. If you look at James Bond, the way he's dressed in Materia, sorry, I don't have the shitsky names for the clothes makers or whatever, but if you look at the look at my joker boots. If you have a look at the clothes that Daniel Craig, aka James Bond, is wearing in Materia, that to me is not a man going to get married. And if you look at Madeline, she's in white. If she's getting married in that, then I'll tell you what, that's a frugal, that is a frugal wedding attire piece right there. So they look more like they're visiting a wedding. To me, it looks like they're going to a wedding. So what I think is going to happen is this. I believe, so here's the spoiler, I believe that we are going to see the first gay wedding in a James Bond film. And I believe the gay wedding is going to be Q's gay wedding. Now, Ben Whishaw is married to a dude in real life. He was actually married in Australia in August, I think it was 2012. So it's kind of like George Takei in Star Trek, who played, I'm not Captain Star Trek aficionado, but I believe it was it Sulu? Let's go, let's lock in Sulu, Ed. So George Takei, who played Sulu, he is gay in real life, and then in Star Trek Beyond, you've got his character Sulu. They stop off at a spaceport, so George Takei's not in it, it's the younger Asian dude from Harold and Kumar, and he's playing Sulu, a younger Sulu obviously, and when they deck off or stop off at this spaceport section, Sulu's husband is there waiting for him in complete virtue signaling, bringing in the same-sex marriage agenda and the homosexual agenda into Star Trek. And there was an article saying that even though it kind of seems to go against his character and time because he's a very private guy, but there was an article saying that Ben Whishaw wanted more LGBTQ XYZ inclusion into the James Bond films. I find that hard to believe because he is private. Having said that, I do have a theory. I just wonder, I thought it's quite interesting that Ben Whishaw was one of the last people to sign on to No Time to Die. And he also was saying at certain stages he didn't know if he was going to be in it. So I'm just wondering if through his agents, he's pushed an agenda for maybe his character Q to be gay. So I've got a feeling that's what they're going to do. So we've got the virtue signaling Black Felix, we've got the Black Money Penny, we've got the gay actor playing Q, and I reckon we're going to now get the gay Q and the gay wedding. And of course, more virtue signaling and female empowerment. Madeline is refusing to take James Bond's surname after marriage, because apparently they're already married. And that's what I think is going to happen, that we're just going to see that they're married. So I'd like to know what you guys think about that. Do you feel comfortable seeing that in a James Bond? I remember when James Bond films were films you would go and see with your father at the cinema. 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds would go and see these Bond films at the cinema with their dad or their mum and their dad. When I was younger, I actually used to, I was still an adult, like teens and adults. I'd go with my mum. I remember I was 22, I think I was, and I went and saw Tomorrow Never Dies with my mum. I saw The World Is Not Enough with my mum, and that was great. That was cool. But for me, the James Bond films are not the place for it. If they want to push that, go push it somewhere else. And also, if they're trying to push No Time to Die in China, they are not going to have a hope. So if anyone's at Eon is listening to this, if they try and release this film in China with a gay wedding, a same-sex wedding, China are going to cut it out and cut it to pieces. So if that affects the story, Eon really need to take note of this. Because in China, Rise of Skywalker, that out of nowhere, suddenly a female character is gay, and they have her kissing another female at the end of the film, and no one saw it coming, and it wasn't needed, but it was typical Disney doing their garbage political correctness, their virtue signaling, and trying to push their agenda. Now, in China, they cut it out. It was cut out. Other countries that don't allow same-sex marriage, where it's still illegal in, cut it out. So that's not even from my opinion. I'm just telling you the facts. That's what happened. So China went and cut it out. So if Disney really cared about it, if Disney was so, oh, we've got to show this same-sex couple kissing, well, why didn't they stick it to China and pull their film? But they didn't. They let the Chinese authorities, the film authorities, cut it, because they wanted the money. So they're just a bunch of shills, they're a bunch of sellouts, and they don't really stand by what they say they stand by. Okay, so my theory is that Bond and Madeline are on the way to Q's big gay wedding, and that's when they get attacked. And then Bond basically retires, he goes to Jamaica, but I think that's going to be kind of flashback. Now, something else I want to say, and there's a couple of things I want to chuck in here. I now 100% believe the Matera scenes are not in the PTS. In fact, I know they're not in the PTS. There's no way they are, and I'll tell you quickly why. The Jamaica stuff, I believe Felix will... This isn't a spoiler. This is my theory, so it's up to you if you want to hear it. But I believe Felix is going to die in the PTS, and the plane escapes. The boat blows up. I believe that's going to be the PTS. The reason being is when you look at the trailer and you see Bond going down the hallway, he's back at MI6, right? So Lashana Lynch has to go and get him out of Jamaica or whatnot, okay? So the Matera stuff, for some reason, the Matera stuff has to happen before Bond goes back to MI6. Why? I'll tell you why. Because you see Bond walking down the hallway. He's got Tanner with him. He looks down the hallway and he sees Madeline. What's on his face? He's got the exact same makeup, which the continuity people on the film set are all over. Continuity working tight with the makeup. And he's got the exact same scarring, the lip cut, everything the same as what he's got in Matera. It's just slightly more healed. I've checked it, like I have freeze framed it. So the Matera stuff obviously then takes place before Bond's back, which I find interesting. So I don't know how they're going to do that. Maybe the Bond and Madeline hook up a little bit to go to Q's gay wedding. Now I think Spectre attack the gay wedding, Q's wedding. They attack the wedding. Bond gets involved in that big, gun shootout with a DB5. He jumps off the bridge. Now he ends up driving Madeline to a train station and saying goodbye to her. Okay, so they split ways there, because I've seen footage of him like hugging her at the train station. Whether they go in and cut that now and they change it a bit to make it a bit more hostile between them, but that's the footage I have seen. So I believe then later, when in the trailer, when Q opens a door and he's obviously very narky with Bond, I think he's going to blame Bond. They're going to try and do this with humour. He's going to try and blame Bond for ruining his wedding. So that's what I think is going to happen. Now, it ain't them getting married. It's just not going to be Moneypenny. They marry Moneypenny off in this, and the flirting and everything's gone. But then again, under Fura Broccoli's producing skills, it's basically the flirting and the fun has gone from the James Bond franchise anyway. So that's what I believe. So that's why Bond says to Q, or what was it, that line, oh, good to see you too, Q, or whatever it was. And Q's like, I thought you were dead. Oh, that's right. And Bond's like, oh, hello, Q. So I reckon he's pissed because he's still blaming Bond 4 years or whatever later, or just months later if it was just prior to, you know, him seeing Bond there at his door. Now, also, I don't think that's his home either. I think that's an office. I think that's a Q office area to do with Q branch as well. So that's my theory, guys. I'd love to know what you think about that theory. Now, I did say I was bringing you guys 2 big videos I want to do. I may not be able to bring the Barbara Broccoli, why Broccoli needs to go, and that's including Michael G. Wilson with her. I may not be able to get that to you tonight, so I thought I'd pump out this quick video and get you this one, and find out in the comments below what you think of this theory. Play the trailer again, have a look at it. What do you think? Also, what do you think if they push this kind of agenda in the new Bond film? I personally, if they do this, it'll be the last James Bond film I ever see at the cinema. I don't like the direction they're going with it. Also, I did want to tell you guys now, I have reversed my decision to boycott No Time to Die. I'm not saying I'm going to pay for it, but currently I'm not going to boycott it. And the reason being is because, in all humility, I'm the only non-woke James Bond show. Now, John at Haphazard Stuff, he's not as full on as I am, but I know on a political level it looks like that man agrees with me in terms of being more conservative. And so hopefully he'll pick up on certain things, especially with Barbara Broccoli now saying Bond can be of any colour, which is complete garbage. It is, it's absolute rubbish. But the reason I feel I need to go and see the film is to give you guys an honest review of it, because obviously this is becoming, at this stage, a bit of a niche channel for James Bond fans who want Bond to be that sexist, misogynist dinosaur, who want those fun names like Dr. Holly, Goodhead, and Pussy Galore, that don't want to kill out Fleming and his legacy, and that's exactly what Barbara Broccoli's doing. And you're going to get a whole bunch of shills out there like John Campier and, of course, David Zashitsky and the others that are going to pump out shill reviews because they're getting biscuits from certain companies and their little toys and their clothes and whatever free. So, like this channel says, like I always say, no fears, limits and substitutes, and I'm incorruptible, how James Bond should be, and I'll never bow down to the lefty loony nuts. And I think that's why you guys love the channel here. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. And more than anything, please, there's a share button, guys. Share that with your friends. Just share it on Facebook. There's an option there to share it in Messenger. Send it to your buddies. Let's get this channel out there. And until next time, keep on bonding. And as I always say hi to your mum for me. Laters. Say hi to your mum from me too.